Wes was a very active, hyperactive boy back before we knew what that was all about. I was very young when I had him, and I was a single mom working, and I got a call from the first grade teacher that she didn't know what to do with him because somebody dropped a pencil in the back of the room. He'd want to know what color was, where it went, whose it was. And so I got called in the first grade, and I knew something was up, but I didn't know what exactly to do to help him. And he did get counseling, but it didn't address the issue, I don't think, because that was before we knew of the ADHD diagnosis.
His mind was just going all over the place, and every once in a while, mine would just go all over the place. And he'd kind of smile and say, yeah, welcome to my world, you know.
Back in the day, getting counseling of any kind was seen as that you were less than and that you had a problem. And now it's considered everybody needs counseling once in a while, and talking to someone that can help you understand you is extremely valuable. I very much remember him coming home from school and saying that the children on the bus threw his hat out the window, or they messed up his pile of books that he had, and they teased him. He was a target for teasing, and that was very difficult, especially when the parents can't be around to support a child that's being teased. And I think that element of being picked on, even though he grew, he was very tall, he was still picked on when he was older. And I think that was very difficult for him. Pretty much in junior high, he started getting interested in computers, and boy, that's all we heard about. He wanted a Commodore 64. I didn't know what it was, but he wanted one, and so after some time, we got him a Commodore 64, and that's about all he talked about or worked with, and computers became a very important part of his life, not only then, but throughout his life. That was his profession.
Oh, he would have loved coming over and playing pool. We have a pool table in the basement, you know. Video games, that was a big way for him to bond with others. And that's one of the ways he and his best friend, they would able to do it sitting at home with their own computer, but they were still playing the same game or competing against each other.
My parents, Jake and Annie Cunningham, were co-partners in a business with my uncle and aunt. And my parents set up a trust for Wes years ago for his education. And Wes, of course, did not use that. He was very thrifty about how he went about spending his money, because he knew his grandparents had worked very hard for that money and that it was originally for his education. And since he did not touch it, and even for his own personal use, I can't think of a better thing to do and to honor him for being our son, and the fact that his gift will help other kids, and realizing they have wonderful gifts. We all have wonderful gifts, and helping them discover those gifts. I know it would make him very happy if he was around to see that. If he had had some place to go to talk about who he was, how he felt about things, to normalize things that parents don't get too involved in. It's hard for kids to talk to their parents, and I think if Wes had been around more peers, people that also felt like a square peg in a round hole, which he did a lot of his life, that would have made a big difference in his life. Somewhere to go, like Pro Deo. Everything that they do, everything is just so valuable, and would have been valuable to Wes, I know.